Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Adam Morallee just a couple of days after Joe Joyce's big win over Joseph Parker up in Manchester. Is it all settled in now, Adam?
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while to settle down. You never really process it properly on the Saturday night. And I'm just really happy with how people have reacted to Joe's win. I think the public are slowly turning in Joe's favour. I think people are now, before last fight week, most people ranked Joe Joyce outside the top 5. And now people are really realising that he could be a threat to the top 3. And many people are ranking him in the top 3. So it's really positive.
Where do you rank him? Do you think he sits above AJ now, do you think? Or?
Yeah, look, you don't want to disrespect people that are out there who are former world champions. Joe hasn't won a world championship yet. I think Joe is pure potential. I think no one knows how good he could be. I saw Fury on Saturday night, and I think Fury watched Joe and thought, that's not going to be easy. In fight week, when Parker's team was talking about it being an easy fight, I always thought, why are they saying that? Like, Parker can win, but it's never going to be easy. I don't think it's easy for Fury. I don't think it's easy for Usyk. He's difficult for everyone in the heavyweight division. Can I sit here now and say he's better than all these people? No, I can't. Does he have more potential than those people? Possibly, yeah.
It's the style that you could see troubling anybody in the division. Spoke to him earlier and said he's never really been hurt in a fight, and that's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Also punch output. When you actually start to look at statistics about Joe Joyce, 844 punches thrown, 308 connected over 10 rounds. That's an average of like 76 punches a round. He's outperforming regular heavyweights by like 50, 60, 70%. And he doesn't get hurt. And like the simple maths of that is this guy walks forward, throws more punches, doesn't get hurt. When you look at how boxing is properly scored, that should win him pretty much every fight. You might say it's not the cleaner work or it's not, but if he's throwing 70% more punches than the other guy and he's always on the front foot and he's not getting hurt, how do you beat Joe Joyce?
Yeah, completely. And we saw the respect after the fight. Maybe it's a little bit in and out during the press conference and comments were made, but nice to see that the respect was there after, and it seems as though they may have some sparring when Joe Parker is back to full fitness.
What, between Parker and Joe? Yeah, absolutely. Listen, what a warrior Joe Parker is. I think it takes a while for people to realise what you go through when you have a Joe Joyce fight. He's retired quite a few of his opponents, if you go through it. Retired Joe Hanks, retired Ian Lewison, retired a couple other people. I think Lenmoy Thomas only fought once again. He does kind of take something away from someone. And, I look at Joe Parker, what a way to stay in there. And then I think when the final punch came, it was a good left hook from Joe, but I think he was ready to go. He'd left eye closed, right eye was cut, took some heavy shots in that 11th round. So he was ready to go. So I really wish Joe Parker all the best. I hope he comes back. Love the guy. And I think on that performance, he could really trouble a lot of other people in the heavyweight division, but he just couldn't trouble Joe Joyce.
Joe's 37 now. Do you feel like the big fights have to come sooner rather than later? Or do we think we're seeing prime Joe Joyce now?
No, I think there's more to come. We worked very hard on this camp. I think he's better than he was against Hammer. He's improving. There's more to come, though. There's more to come. It's only really his second proper fight back with Salas. We had a lot of problems in COVID. I think we'll probably see peak Joe Joyce in 2 fights' time. Mm-hmm. I think he's still got lots to learn with Salas. So we're 2 fights away. He's showing all his stats in the gym are going up. He's 271 pounds, for this fight. And at 271 pounds, he was fitter and stronger, and now he's heavier. So I think all those statistics are going up and up and up. I think his body will be in better condition next time, and then I've had more time with Salas. So his next time, he's going to be even better. So listen, there's a big 4 out there, aren't there? Joshua Wilder, Usyk, Fury, all of those are mega fights. I want to make as many of those 4 as possible.
So 2 fights' time, I think. Would the target be in 2 fights' time to be facing Usyk?
No, I think when you look at the kind of maths of what's going on, I think Fury will probably fight someone else in December, fight undisputed in February. Let's say Fury wins, he'll probably retire. So the Usyk fight goes out the window because Joe's mandatory for the WBO. So Fury wins that. He's got to fight Fury. That'd be a brilliant fight next. Usyk wins, I think he probably retires, but it could be next. But I think the likelihood is whoever wins undisputed, probably vacates and Joe becomes the full champion. That's the likelihood, I think. That's just my personal opinion. And then Joe's a world champion. And then he can call it how he wants. Wilder, Joshua, maybe brings Fury out of retirement if he's gone. But as it stands, Usyk is the holder of the belt and Joe is mandatory, but he's not mandatory until next March.
I want to talk about you working with Frank Warren. You've worked with Eddie as well. What are the differences and similarities, and do you get on well with both of them? Does it work well?
Yeah, I get on well with Queensberry and Matchroom. I mainly deal with Frank Smith at Matchroom. I deal with Frank and George. I think that they're all incredibly experienced. They understand boxing. They have a brilliant understanding of kind of what the right price metric is for stuff. When we get into deals, I don't really spend much time going back and forth with them because, if someone's asking for 10 and someone else asking for 100 and the real numbers say 55, then all of us will start around 50 or 60 because we've all been doing it. I mean, I was working with Frank 23 years ago. So we've all been doing it for a long time. There's no messing around. Incredibly professional, both outfits, actually. I really enjoy working with both. I think Matchroom are better at certain things than Queensberry. Queensberry are better than other things at Matchroom, but two brilliant companies.
It's been some year really for Queensberry, hasn't it? When you look at some of the fights they've put on, you look at Fury White, you look at just last Saturday and the heavyweights that they've now got with Joe Joyce, Dubois and Tyson Fury. It's not been a bad year for Mr. Warren, is it?
Yeah, they're doing well in the heavyweight division. I mean, they're doing really well in the heavyweight division and it's a great place for Joe to be. And I really hope we can utilise that to make fights. But also, another great thing coming out Saturday night was crossing the promotional divide. I really hope that happens more. And if AJ Fury happened, that would have occurred more, right? If AJ and Fury actually fought each other, that's the magic Queensberry and Matchroom crossing over. So, I want Frank to be Joe's promoter. And as WBO world champion, I want Frank to be getting the AJ fight. Right? That's what I want to happen. So credit to the promoters. Let's hope they work together more. You don't want a situation where as a manager, you're forced to move your boxer to a particular promoter just so you can get a particular fight. It's terrible.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Adam. Really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon.
Great to talk to you.